Alright guys and girls, this is Jerningham here. Watford General is struggling to find space for patients for COVID-19. We're going to playing you the video. This is in the UK. Hospital, Watford.
Watford General last week, like so many hospitals, struggling to find space for desperately ill COVID patients. During the peak of this wave, they had to open 14 wards. And then there was this ward, virtual, but still full.
On the column on the left is their symptoms, but we tend to think more look at this column of vital signs, which include particularly their oxygen level and also their heart rate.
In an anonymous office in Hemel Hempstead, medical staff monitor patients at home. It's an app, Meadowpad, a collaboration between the health services NHSX and digital companies Huma and Lusky. Data from the trials at West Hertfordshire Hospitals Trust show they have managed to keep 3,600 patients out of Watford General since last March.
It escalates the moment there's a red colour, they move up the ladder.
And how do they measure their oxygen and their...
They measure the oxygen using this little gadget called oxygen meter or oximeter, which they pop on their finger, and it'll give them a number, usually in the high 90s for you and I. But when they're unwell, it could be the low 90s or even 80s, in which case they need to be back in hospital.
So far, though, only 45 patients have had to be readmitted, and sadly there have been 15 deaths, but they were all in hospital. Half the patients come via A&E, the other half are staff who are tested at work.
I'm a nurse and I became ill quite quickly. 3 times a day I was putting in my oxygen saturations, my temperature, my symptoms, and to know that somebody was looking at those 3 times a day was really reassuring. I knew that if they could see that the trend was going the wrong way, that they would be in touch with me and talk to me about it.
The app will now be rolled out across England. The need for technologies never greater. Figures today show that COVID rates in most regions of England are falling, yet there are twice as many patients in hospital with COVID than at the peak of the first wave. And today we saw further the price that has been paid in this pandemic. New data from the Office for National Statistics shows that last year nearly 2/3 of COVID-related deaths among those of working age were men, and those most at risk were in occupations like restaurant staff, taxi drivers and security guards, along with plant processing workers. Deaths among those working in nursing and social care were more than double that of the general population.
I think it's absolutely vital that the government ensures that every single care worker gets full sick pay from the moment they get one symptom, because people need to be able to be off work when they've got the symptom.
Care workers are first on the priority list for the vaccines, along with people aged 80 and over. And the Health Secretary announced tonight that more than 78% of those over 80s in England have now been vaccinated, and that the vaccines appear to work against the new variant identified in the UK.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed that video, guys and girls. That was on Channel 4. But anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. We'll do some more videos in a minute. And see you in the next one. Peace.